This is a chunky and warm baby blanket that is fully reversible. It looks the same on both sides. This waffle type stitch of course looks different depending on how thick yarn you are using. This here is very chunky yarn and this here is fine yarn. And I was using a hook 4mm. The size of my blanket is 75 times 90 centimeters or 30 times 35 inches, but it's easy to make this in any size you need. Because it's a thick double-sided blanket, it takes a bit of yarn. I have it on my scales here, so you can see that it's taken about 700 grams. Or this shows if you are using pounds and ounces. It shows you how much this particular one has taken. The yarn I have here is 80% wool, so if you are using something lighter, it will of course take less. And if you are making it in finer yarn than the worsted, then it will take less. Starting by making a chain. I'm actually showing this mostly using green yarn, just because it shows better than the white. So make a slip knot and make a chain. And the length of the chain needs to be in multiples of 5. So whatever times 5. And when the multiples are as small as 5, I never count my stitches. I simply measure the length of the chain and make it a little bit longer than it needs to be, because it's easy then when you are finished to undo some of the chains at the end if you have too many. So make a chain that is as long as your blanket is wide, plus about 5 centimeters or 2 inches. And I'm not making as long one to show here, just enough to show how we will be doing that. Okay, so I have enough of a chain here, and then we start with the double crochet into the 3rd stitch from the hook and a double crochet into the next one. Now this here row is just a foundation row, so there won't be another row like this here. Then skip 1 and 2 double crochets into the one after that. 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Chain 1 and 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And this is what we are repeating on this foundation row, base row. Now skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and again 2 double crochets. So you skipped 3 and 2 double crochets there. Chain 1 and 2 double crochets into the next one. And this is what we repeat. So after you get these 2 and 2 done, skip 3 and 2 double crochets into the one after. And repeat like this until the end. Always chain 1 in between the groups and then right to the next stitch. 2 double crochets again. And continue like this until almost the end. Here I am almost at the end, and there's these 2 groups of 2 there. And then to finish off the row, I skip 1 chain and a double crochet into the next one. And always at the end of the row, 2 double crochets crochet together in the last stitch. So 2 into the same like this here, and when you have these 3 loops on the hook, then pull the yarn through all of them. Now I must say this was just by accident that I didn't have any stitches left at the end. If you have some stitches left, it's fine. You can pick them out later. Then chain 2 and turn. And the way we are going to do this whole blanket, that always at the start of a new row we are using a couple of half double crochets, and the reason for that is that if we use double crochets all along, the edging will grow too fast and start to curl. So a half double crochet into the very first stitch and 1 to the next one. So that's the edging to our blanket. And now we're starting the actual pattern, and for that we are doing front post double crochets. Front post double crochet is done so that you put the hook under the previous double crochet. So you pass it under it and then take your yarn. Otherwise it's an ordinary double crochet, just that you insert the hook into under another stitch. There. Then we are doing 3 ordinary double crochets into that there space we made last row. 3, and then again a front post double crochet and into that next one underneath there. So on both sides of this here space. Yarn over under the double crochet, take yarn and finish the double crochet. And now that we will be doing this on both sides of the blanket, that's what creates that thick structure. And this is what you repeat. So I'll do it again to the next one, no chains in between. Front post double crochet into the second one. Three double crochets into the space. And again a front post double crochet into that first one on that side. And this is it for the whole of this here row. So keep going until the end, doing this same, these 5 stitches, just repeat them. Here I am almost at the end, and then just finishing the row off. First a double crochet into this here. So at the end of the row we are doing double crochets, and in the beginning of the row we are doing half double crochets because of the size. And then for the last one, always 2 double crochets together to keep the edge straight. Like that, and pull the yarn through. And then we start the third row, and the third row is the same as all the rows. So you will just be repeating that same one over and over. Chain 2, turn, half double crochet into the same stitch, and half double crochet into the next one. Now when you look at this, what we just made on this side, there are 3 stitches, 3 double crochets that are closer to you, and the other 2 are further back. So we are not touching the ones that are further back, we're working with these 3 in the middle. And first we'll make a front post double crochet into the first one of these 3. So under that, and make a double crochet. There. And then 3 ordinary double crochets into the next stitch, just ordinary way. 3. There, and then the third one of those further front here, front post double crochet into that. So you pass it under and make a double crochet there. And this is really what we will now be repeating until you get your blanket finished. I'll do another one, starting a double crochet, and these 3 are here and under the first one. Then 3 ordinary double crochets into the middle one of those 3. And a front post double crochet into the third one. And make sure that you are not touching these ones from the back. Just those 3 in the front. So here it is. And then continue like this until the end. So a front post into that one, 3 ordinary ones there, and a front post into this here one. You look at those 3 in the front here. Here, and finishing off the row again. Chain 2, turn, and 2 half double crochets at the front start. And now we see that this here stitch is the same from both sides. Now that we are on this side, we again have 3 double crochets closer to us, and we just continue exactly the same. First one of those, front post double crochet, and then 3 into the middle one, and again the last one of the 3 and the front post double crochet. So we got exactly the same on this here side. This pattern will show better after you have done a few more rows, but this is how you continue, just from the beginning, always these same stitches, and then turn and continue on the next row. So you continue the same way until your blanket is long enough. Then, to finish, we'll make a small border to the beginning and end of the blanket using reverse single crochets. So this is the top end of the blanket where we just finished, and before making the reverse single crochet border, I'm making a row of half double crochets both to the top part of the blanket and to the other end where we started. So first, like with any row, chain 2 and half double crochet there, and another one, and then we'll have 3 half double crochets on top of each of these here slightly rounded shapes with chaining 1 in between. There are more than 3 stitches here where you could put your stitches, but as long as you always select the same ones, it will look good. At first there's no chain, just go straight into this here, and 3 half double crochets there, and then chain 1, and again 3 half double crochets. So that for this whole row. 3 half double crochets, chain 1, and then repeat the same. Here I have the 3 in the last bit of it, and then just finish off with 2 half double crochets here. And then just fasten that off, and then we'll go to the other end of the blanket. After that, go to the other end of the blanket. That's where we started. I'm now starting from the other end than where the yarn end is, and making a stitch to start. And another one, so there's 2 chain stitches there. And because this end is different, we are doing the stitches a bit differently than at the other end there. Half double crochet into the corner, and then we will always have 1 half double crochet into this here V shape that's upside down here now, and then always 2 half double crochets into these here loops. So first 1 in here, and at this end no chains in between, and then 2 in this here chain loop, chain space, and then again we come into this here upwards V shape, 1 there, and again 2, and 1, and so on until the end. Then we finish off with the reverse single crochet edging. We start in the corner we are in and chain 1, and then we're starting to do the single crochets backwards, always to the next one. So there, and a single crochet. Next one, backwards, so as we see it's starting to form little picots, and this is how you continue, always the next one to the right. Like this here. So here I am at the corner, and just then fasten off the yarn. Then there's this here side, and I decided not to make anything, just leaving it as it is. It's tidy like this here. But we need this reverse single crochet at the other end, so I'll do that next. I attach the yarn there and chain 1, and then start going backwards using the reverse single crochet on these here stitches. 1 into every stitch at first here, and then 1 into this here space, and after that always 2 into these here stitches, and then 1 into the space. So 2 and 1, 2 and 1. So 1 here and there, and then 1 into that there space, and like that until the end. After you have finished that row, fasten off and weave in all the yarn ends. Okay, here's the lovely new blanket. Because it goes to a baby, make sure you wash it before use to get the chemicals out of the yarn. Then lay it flat on towels to dry. That's it, we are done.